I look like I'm going to my ex-boyfriend's funeral. Wonder who finally killed him. Hello, my name is Bash Harry and welcome to my channel. So today's video marks the very first foundation review I have ever done on this channel. Yay! Usually I do reviews up on heybash.com, but I kind of want to mix it up on this channel since I've started posting twice a week. Yay also. I'm going to review the Makeup Revolution Foundation Sticks. These are their Makeup Revolution Fast Base Sticks. These are only £5. They're not even in store yet. They will be in Superdrug on the 28th of March. So in like a couple of days. You can only get them at Tam Beauty or Superdrug online. This isn't really a first impression. I've actually had these foundations for about 2 weeks now and I've been trying them on consistently, so I thought I would do a comprehensive review because I really like it when reviews are really detailed and they talk about the product, the shipping, etc, etc. So I'm going to try and do that. So if you want to have more information about these foundation sticks, just keep on watching. So I purchased these on 28th February, Wednesday on tambeauty.com. That was the day they were released. Standard shipping was 5 to 6 days and they were about $1.95 for UK shipping. However, it was really bad because that week weather conditions delayed it because it was the first time in a decade it started snowing. It's snowing now actually. So I didn't get any notices about when they were shipped. After about 5 to 6 days, I still didn't get the products. So on 6 March, Tuesday, on the live chat, I messaged them asking when I would get it. I gave them my order number and they said it would be dispatched within 24 hours. A few hours later, I did receive the ID using Royal Mail and they arrived on 8th March, Thursday. So it took about a week and a day for them to arrive, even though I paid for standard shipping, that's 5 to 6 days. To be honest though, I'm not angry. I mean, the weather conditions that week was horrible, so can't really blame them. So I purchased F6, F8, and F10. F6 and F8 for foundation and F10 for contour. A good thing about these foundation sticks is that they are cruelty-free and vegan if you're into that kind of stuff. Makeup Revolution also claim that these are medium to full coverage with a dewy finish. These foundation sticks come in 18 shades like their Conceal and Define concealers, which I'm guessing are their counterparts. These are 6.2 grams for £5. I couldn't find any information online on their websites, but I did message Makeup Revolution on Instagram and they confirmed it was 6.2 grams. That makes it 1.24 grams per pound, which to be honest is not that much per gram. I did a comparison with Makeup Forever's foundation sticks, so that's on the blog. As for shade range, it's 18 shades. So the shade range of these foundation sticks is very good if you're very light skinned or very dark skinned, but for mid-range tones like me, there aren't as many in-between shades. In fact, shades 6 and 8 were drastically different from one another. They need to be more in-between shades. I actually use F6 more often than I use F8. In fact, I don't think I've ever touched F8 because I've noticed F6 gets significantly darker. So this is F6 and F8 swatched next to their concealer counterparts. I don't know if you noticed, but F6 dries down darker than their concealer and F8 is actually much darker than their concealer. As for the wear test, I actually did 5 different days with 5 different conditions to see how they wear. On day 1, I made it the control day by using it without primer and setting it with translucent setting powder. I noticed that they were very lightweight and didn't feel heavy on the skin. Overall, I stayed indoors for the whole day and applied the makeup from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. There was texture around my mouth and a few under the wrinkles of my eye because I didn't apply concealer. But other than that, it actually lasted pretty well from 12 to 9 p.m. On day 2, I decided to use it with a matte primer and setting it with the same translucent setting powder. I used Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Primer, which is matte. I wore it from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. because it was a very long day, and to be honest, it did not look good for that long. It started to look a bit tired after 8 hours, I think. The texture around my mouth was a bit more obvious with a little bumps all over. They bunched up on the folds of my nose as well. On day 3, I used a highlighting backlight moisturizing primer and set with the translucent setting powder again. I used Charlotte Tilbury Youth Glow, and for concealer it was the Conceal and Define in C6 because I thought, you know what, I'm going to try the concealer anyway. And then I noticed C6 is lighter than the foundation. I applied this foundation with a brush and I noticed immediately that there was heavier coverage, but to be honest, I definitely preferred using a sponge, hence why I went back in and blended it out. On day 4, I also used the Youth Glow Primer and the concealer, only this time I set it with my normal powder, which was the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder in Light Plus. I noticed that it didn't affect the dewy finish, which is great. Day 4 was an active day and I used it when it was raining and during a light workout, but I wasn't sweating that much since it was mostly lifting. Overall, the makeup did wear nicely throughout the day. I got a lot of compliments, which, you know, is always nice. So day 5 is today, and it's how I usually apply my makeup, and I wanted to see how it would react with the rest of the products I used. I applied it using the Charlotte Tilbury Youth Glow Primer because I wear that so often now. I set my concealer using my NARS loose powder and everywhere else with my MAC powder to set. I did use a sponge because I preferred the finish, which is more dewy and natural compared to the brush, and I did the rest of my makeup off screen. So I did my makeup today at around, I'm gonna say 11 to 12 o'clock, and it's already 6 o'clock now, so it's about 6 hours wear, and this is how it looks like. Overall, I'm really impressed with the formula, and I think it's really quick and easy to use. It takes like less than 30 seconds for me to finish my foundation, which is impressive because I usually take like 15 minutes on foundation alone. It is medium coverage. I can still see my veins peeking through, but that doesn't bother me too much. After 6 hours, the texture on my face isn't that noticeable except for the folds of my nose right there and the corners of my mouth. But as I said, I always have problems with foundations around that area. It doesn't bother me that much. Just note, it does get darker after applied. It doesn't oxidize. It kind of sets darker the way that Fenty Beauty does. It doesn't oxidize. I haven't noticed any oxidization. As you can see, my skin doesn't look orange. It just sets a shade darker than it should be. So I would recommend going one shade up. That being said, I am impressed with these foundations, even though on my normal to dry skin, they do highlight a bit of the flakiness, but I'd probably just add more moisturizer for that. If you're oily skin, I think you would enjoy these a bit more than I do. I don't have particularly a lot of spots on my face, so I couldn't really tell how they would wear, but I would always recommend applying concealer on your spots anyway. It's only £5. I think they're very good for what they're worth. The foundation is really nice against my skin, and I definitely think that this will become my new go-to foundation. Overall, I would highly recommend these foundations, especially if you're starting out with makeup and you want to try out foundation sticks. These are my very first foundation sticks, in fact. I always thought they were kind of niche, but I saw that these were only £5 and I thought, you know what? Why not? Why not test it out and see how it goes? And if I like them, great. And if I don't, well, it's only $5, right? If you want a more in-depth review and some prettier pictures, I'll have a link down below to my really good in-depth and pretty review, because that's where I tend to add all the stuff that I kind of forget to add in this video, and maybe some more information that you might think it's helpful. Anyway, if you like this video, do like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Bash Harry, and I'll see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow, somewhere, Thursday. I'll see you on Thursday. Bye! No, I also use the woo.